first post, and today is Saturday, the 7th of January, and this is my yoga practice. Alright, first up, a short forward fold to get any kinks out of the low back and this neck. Get a few pops out of the low back. And neck's doing alright. Alright, first real pose. Downward facing dog. Today is the 7th, so we face to the left. And so you get the hands about shoulder width apart. Feet about hips width apart, so a little narrower than the hands. Straighten the arms, straighten the back, rotate the pelvis. Place priority I'm placing priority of rotating the pelvis and keeping the back straight over keeping the knees straight. So get the pelvis first and then start to straighten the knees. Pose, feel the shoulders, twist the shoulders a little bit, feel any space or movement. Twist the hips to articulate the spine. And feel the pose for another 2 minutes. And relax. Straighten the spine. Relax the calf muscles. Try to get the knees a little straighter, but maintain the rotation of the pelvis. Breathe through the nose. And relax. If you can't breathe through the nose for whatever reason, it's fine. Just try to make your inhales and exhales of equal length. Pay attention to the breath and try to send some conscious awareness to the lungs. Because about 2 minutes in, I'm starting to feel the shoulders. Alright, they're starting to burn a little bit. And straighten those knees. A little bit of sensation in the thighs, a little bit of stretch on the hamstrings. And yeah, most of the effort is in the shoulder. That's where the most sensation is, the effort provided by the shoulder to keep the arms in place. So relax. Focus on the pose. Wiggle the shoulders a little bit. See what that feels like. In and out. Wiggle the body. Wiggle the hips, thighs, knees a little bit. Another 5 seconds. And that's that. Alright. Clear up the timer. Hey, look at that. Got a viewer. Awesome stuff. 3 minutes. Upward facing dog. Hands towards the feet. That's a little too far to the front. Hands towards the feet. The feet, right? And the right wrist is providing a little bit of extra sensation, but seems to be okay. Just didn't like its initial spot or something. And there we go. Let's start to feel that on the back. Low back seems to be in a good spot today. Usually the low back is kind of a limiting factor for how much articulation and curvature I can place onto the spine, but it seems to be working out pretty well today. Can go ahead and test its max pretty quick. And the bottom right side of my neck on the back side is still got a little bit of an issue because of a headstand I did, 4 days ago, something like that. which is a lesson that headstands are not easy and can hurt your neck. So you just got to relax. So find that pose and relax, stretch, maybe feel a little bit on the throat if you can get the neck back. Keep breathing. About another minute. Feel the stretch, feel the sensation of the body. Forearms have a little bit of sensation, which is why I turn the hands towards the feet. When I turn the hands towards the feet, that gives me more sensation in the forearms, where normally I don't have that sensation. And the back right part of the neck, still kind of nagging. But it's okay, right? Get as much sensation as you can. For the 15 seconds. Articulate the spine. Maybe not the neck. And work on the upper and middle back. And actually using the shoulders to kind of cushion the neck. And that is that. All right. Regain use of the hands. So yeah, it's actually, I've tried typing after that pose and that doesn't work. The hands aren't just used to fine dexterity after that. All right, next up is wheel pose, back bend, which I can usually only hold for about a minute. Get into position. And lift that up. Feel a nice stretch. Yeah, nice stretch on the abdomen, all along the front side of the body. A little bit on the thighs, the top part of the thighs, all the muscles that are connected to the front of the pelvis. Really nice stretch. And then I also feel a little bit of sensation on the floating ribs, so on the back side of the body. And I felt more of that a few weeks ago. Because that part of the body wasn't used to that much flex right there. It feels like things must be opening up a little bit. Feels like I can get the elbows a little bit closer to being locked straight than I could a week or so ago. So hey, progress in the pose, that's cool. And feel the stretch. Try to find the parts of the body that have the most sensation. So abdomen's got a lot of sensation. The shoulders are using a lot of effort to keep the pose in place, so there's a lot of sensation there. And all the stretching, and almost done. There we go. So that's that. Let the hands recover. We still got some time on our 3-minute timer. So today I'm going to follow that up with a scorpion pose. Let's see if I can do that today. Alright, so start with the left leg because today is the 7th, which is an odd number day. There we go. Find some balance. Balance, and then slowly find the pose. Look at that, that's scorpion pose. Eventually the bottom of the feet are supposed to reach the crown of the head. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that. It seems like my legs are just too short as compared to the length of my spine, but we'll see. Another 15 seconds. Oh, Balance, balance, focus. And that is that. All right, cool. Another viewer, somebody with a UK flag, looks like. All right, cool stuff. So, those are the back bends. Now we do a forward fold to reset the spine so it can do some forward folding, some more forward bends. So I just did a lot of posterior flex on the spine, so now I'm doing some anterior flex on the spine, folding forward instead of folding backward. Folding forward is anterior flex, to the best of my knowledge, but I'm not a doctor. Get the feet together, so the heels, the ankles, balls of the feet together. Let the crown of the head release and relax. Try to feel some space in the vertebrae. I'm going to go and put my hands over my feet today because I want the extra balance challenge, and I want to be able to use my hands and arms just a little bit to tuck myself further down. Nice and gentle, easy pose. And relax. Straighten the legs. Oh, balance. Oh, look at that. I'm in frame too. Alright, cool stuff. Relax the head. Feel the space in the vertebrae. Rotate the pelvis. Keep the legs straight if you can. So engage the quads, straighten the legs. Feel a little stress in the calves. Use the hands maybe a little bit. Tuck yourself down ever so gently. So tug with the hands and then try to straighten the back so you can rotate the pelvis. And engage the quads. Relax. Continue to breathe for another minute. Fold this forward. Breathe through the nose if you can. Equal parts inhale, exhale. Feel the sensations in the body. So maybe the hamstrings. And try to feel the rotation on the pelvis as it rotates through those ball and socket joints. As you try to keep the legs straight. And then relax. Tug with the arms a little bit. Straighten the back a little bit. Straighten the legs. Feel more sensation on the hamstrings. There we go. Get some stimulation on the neck. Get those vertebrae in the right spot. Vertebrae, discs, and all that good stuff. And that is it for that. Alright. Next up, hip openers. Yay, hip openers. So, scoot forward a little bit. First part, bring the foot up towards the chest. Once you find that easily, you can cradle the foot. Once you find that easily, you can lay down, do the same things, but very, very careful. The muscles slide back and forth over the bone. It's an interesting sensation. If you're not used to it, it'll freak you out. But you gotta get used to that. And the muscle has different levels, can be stretched a different amount on the different sides of the bone. So you gotta be careful with that. Alright, so left leg first, and look at that. Left leg just kind of went straight back there. That's cool. I usually kind of have to pause a little bit. So maybe that left hip is opening. Yeah, maybe, right? You look at this pose and you say maybe and say, what? Alright, so I can go like this, take the hands away, but when I take the hands away, then I have to use the neck and spine muscles neck and back muscles to keep the leg behind the head. That's not sustainable for me. That gets too tiring too quickly. So I rest my right arm gently around my left foot, so I can use that right arm to keep the left leg in place. And then today I've just got the left arm kind of snug onto the left thigh. Eventually, once I get good enough with each leg individually, I will get both legs behind the back. And then you see where my arm is, I'll get both arms behind my back as well. Which is really pretty cool, because once you get flexible enough forward, everything just kind of fits right in. It's pretty cool. I have been able to do it in the past, but never very sustainably. And we'll get about a minute left. And relax. And breathe. Feel sensation in the left thigh. The blood flow does constrict, so my left foot is starting to fall asleep a little bit. And you just enjoy the sensation. So this is actually very cool. I don't usually get the left foot behind the head quite so quickly. I don't usually get the left knee back on the earth. Usually I rotate it a little bit up so that the left knee is not resting on the earth. Yeah, the left knee is right there and it's resting on the earth. So that's pretty cool. Usually that's too much sensation on the left thigh. Are we done? We are done. So be very, very careful, whatever pose that you found, as you release. Because not only do you have this muscle that's been stretched out, you've got some blood flow that you need to reestablish with that leg. There we go. Good stuff. And now we have the other side. So, start off just like the other side. Start with that foot. If you can, you bring it to the chest. You find that easily. You can cradle the leg. You can do either one of those once you find those real easy. Then you lay down. You can still do that easily. Then be very careful as the muscles slide back and forth across the hip bone. And then find where you can take this leg. Yeah, usually the right leg for me is noticeably easier than the left leg. And it's the second side today. Usually the second side is a little bit easier, but these foot behind the head stretches have been interesting. Haven't really been following the second side is easier rule. Because normally when I stretch, right, on a stretch that requires both sides, right, the left side and the right side, whichever side I do second is usually a little more open than the side that I do first. But again, on these hip stretches, that doesn't seem to work out. That rule does not seem to apply very much. The right side is just noticeably more flexible than the left side, right? For me, right, relatively speaking. So different bodies, different levels of flexibility. And relax. Feel a stretch. Again, I can hold this just like that, right? But then I'm using lots of the neck and spine. And just relax to give it even more support on helping the legs stay behind the neck for less effort required by the neck and spine. the left side, that doesn't seem to be needed, but the thigh seems to be tighter on the left side. So I don't know. Interesting stuff. And throughout all this, your conscious awareness goes to the parts of the body that have the most sensation. So as you bring your conscious awareness to the parts that have the most sensation, those parts will start to get more flexible. And that is that, again, very, very carefully, because the muscles will have to slide over the bone. You've got to reestablish blood flow. Go. Right. So, next up, hamstring stretch. So, the easy stretch is Janu Sirsasana, right? You put your legs just like this, foot into the thigh, and you fold over, right? What I'm doing nowadays is I want to be a stretch on the left side. Get that left foot out there, reach the right arm to the left foot, and the left shoulder is going to come down in between the legs with the head. Eventually the left arm is going to be under the right hamstring. And feel a nice stretch on the left thigh. And got to get the man parts out of the way. This pose rotates forward on the pelvis and can crush the man parts if you don't get them out of the way. Alright, so I got my head down, I got my shoulder down, then I turned the front side of my elbow, the eye of the elbow, where the bicep meets the elbow. Turn that, rotate that towards the front of the body, towards the earth. So the front of the elbow rotates down towards the earth. And when I do that, the first time I did that, right, when I just did that here, the left shoulder ball and socket joint has a little bit of a pop. That's pretty cool. If you've got a nagging pop in there, a nagging little creak in your shoulder joint, this multi-part stretch is great for that. And then pose, and then this is a lot of the weight of the body on the floor into the earth is actually on the left thigh, on the actual left hamstring. So a lot of stretch come pressure from the floor onto the hamstring in addition to the reaching over. So it's kind of interesting. And then I can start to straighten my back a little bit to intensify the stretch. We've got another 40 seconds, a little over 40 seconds. And so I'm actually trying to straighten my back gently. And when I do that, I can attenuate, I can modulate, I can control the amount of sensation on the left thigh. And then I can use the left quad a little bit. When I use the left quad, I engage that. I feel a lot more pressure, compression on the front side of the pelvis because the muscles tighten up. And then it also stretches out the hamstring a little more. So yeah, lots of good stuff happening with this pose, and a nice right shoulder stretch as well. So the top shoulder, the right arm, that's getting a nice stretch on the shoulder. Oh, I think that's it. And that is that. All right, good stuff. I like that stretch a lot. Very cool. So, next up is the other side, right? So, as long as you can see the far foot that I'm going to, that's cool. All right, so the spine was used to stretching that side. Now we gotta slowly get the spine ready for this side. So we grab the foot nice and slow, nice and gentle. Try to get the pelvis area seated properly on the floor. As you slowly start to bring this over, get that hamstring in the right spot on the earth. And there we go.
And get the right hand under the left hamstring. Look at that. This follows the rule that the second side is easier than the first side, a little bit. It also follows the rule for me that my right side is generally a little bit more open than the left side, which is very interesting in this case because I can really feel that with the right thigh being more open than the left thigh as compared to the other side. And the left shoulder has a lot more sensation than what I felt on the right shoulder when I was stretching the other way. Yeah, there you go. That's the stretch. It's really pretty cool. But again, a lot of the stretch comes from the earth pressing into the bottom of the right thigh because you got a lot of weight in the body down there. And then you can slowly start to work the left hand towards the right heel. That'll give more of a stretch. And then also try to straighten the back gently, slowly, and use that to control the amount of sensation on the right thigh. And then again, also rotate the eye of the elbow towards the floor, which may give a little pop in that right ball and socket joint, which it did when I first did that. And then for this pose, I can feel the left shoulder's not as open as the right, because when I get into the pose, I've got some of the shoulder muscles tensed up so that I can get there, so some supporting muscles. As I start to relax those supporting muscles, the sensation, the stretch on the shoulder greatly increases. So sometimes I have to re-engage the support muscles to maintain the pose. And which gets kind of at the whole reason why I do these stretches for 3 minutes at a pop, which is I want to find a place where I can hold the pose without using any support muscles with the least amount of effort possible. And that's it on that side.
Alright, good stuff. That is an awesome stretch. And you gotta be careful with the spine again, right? Because now the spine was used to going that way. Now, just even recentering the spine feels interesting because the stretch was so intense. Alright, next up is straddle splits. Alright, so the starter pose is, you just sit on the floor, right? Get your legs equidistant apart, and you just chill out and you do that. Eventually you start to get the legs further and further apart. Eventually you want to start to rotate forward, but when you rotate forward you have to be very careful because, again, the pelvis rotates forward and can squish the man parts, and that does not feel good. Trust me. So you get the man parts in place, and then maybe touch the toes. Yeah, if the feet are on the right spot, I can touch both of the toes, but not today. If I bring my legs further up this way, then I can touch both the toes, but that's not what I'm working. What I'm working is just legs and stretched, just the bottom thigh. And this stretch on the legs is a maintenance pose for me. I don't feel much additional stretch. I keep doing it every day, because if I don't do it every day, eventually after a week or two, it starts to go away. Trust me. I know, at least for my body, that's the way it works. After about a week, 2 weeks, you start to lose whatever gains you've gotten. And then feel a stretch on the left shoulder for a minute on each side to help open up the shoulder. Use the right hand as a little chin pillow. Feel that stretch. And then you can use the upper body, the rib cage, to manipulate the shoulder joint into the position where you can feel the most sensation. And this will also constrict the blood flow to the left arm,
So my left hand is starting to fall asleep. Oh, and then do the other side. So got some bonus time. Did that side for 12 seconds too long. So I can also do this side for an extra 12 seconds. And that's why I have the timer. So that I don't hold the poses for too long. Right? Because there's always something else to do during the day. And again, feel a stretch on the right shoulder. Constricts the blood flow, so you feel the hands start to fall asleep. And it's a very sensitive thing, right? You do it enough times, you start to know what that feels like, even before the hand's falling asleep. And then feel the shoulder, right? Rotate the rib cage a little bit to get the right amount of sensation on that right shoulder. And that is that. Very careful. Get out. All right. Last timer, last pose. Hey, hey. Got another watcher. So, the big fireworks. All right. Yeah. If you haven't watched the rest of it, there's some fireworks in the rest of it. But in any case, last pose, handstand practice. And today I'm feeling like, for the reason I want to start off in yogi squat. Right, so yogi squat, you got both feet on the earth, right? You can place them forward, or you can just keep them in line with your knees, whatever feels most comfortable. Prayer hands, right? You know, it's fingers, one side, both sides. You find that. You get the hands on the earth. The middle fingers are the direction of the hand's pointing in my frame of reference. And instead of the middle fingers pointing straight up forward, I like the middle fingers to point about at a 90-degree angle from each other. It's a little less than 90 degrees, but like that. Because when I have the wrists pointed forward, it hurts my wrist. That's not good. So, rotate that to the side. And it's so easy, right? You start this, you lift the hips up, you bend the elbows, you get the shins onto the triceps, and that's crow pose. Focus, balance. And then from here, you lift the hips up again. Into your handstand balance. Focus. Balance on the hands. Come on, keep it, keep it. There we go. Maybe a little longer at least. Maintain balance. Feel the balance in the hands. Feel the hands on the earth. Use the fingers. Use the arms. There you go. You got it. Keep it. Keep it. Come on. Focus and balance. Oh, maybe. All right. Well, hey, that was pretty good, actually. You should have got about a minute left, but I kept it up. And there's only 40 seconds left. All right. So, all right, everyone. Each of you. Thanks for watching. Yeah, and trying to type after doing a handstand. Yeah, doesn't work out that great. But again, thanks for watching, and I hope each of y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.